Hey y'all, in today's video I'm going to be showing you how I did this Locs Over Locs hairstyle. I'm going to be showing you as much details as I can, so let's jump right into the video. This is the locks that I will be using for the Locs Over Locs or the Locs Extension. So it's simple locks with some curls at the end, and I'm going to be using spring twist here to sort of twist the roots or create the extension. Now the spring twist here comes pre-separated, which makes it easier for separating the hair and attaching it to the locks itself. So I'm going to be using one piece of the spring twist here to the lock, and I'm showing a demonstration with a smaller piece of the spring twist here. So the lock comes with a loop, and you're going to use your crochet needle to sort of pull the spring twist here through the loop of the lock, and that's all you're going to be doing for the hair preparation process. This is the locks before I do anything. So this is the before, what the locks is looking like. So these are thick locks. It's not really small, it's not too chunky, but it's like medium-sized locks, I would say. So this is the before, what the locks look like. The roots are grown out and everything. Now I did not have my regular lighting for this video, so I'm trying to show as much as possible or as clear as possible the process that I'm using. So first I'm separating her hair, and I'm using the regular parts that her locks has, and I'm trying my best not to burst the hair or anything. I'm not trying to damage the hair, so I'm trying my best to separate it and keep the parts as they were during this process. Now I did use some products for the roots of the hair. I used some shine and jam. I didn't use too much products because I didn't want the products to get too much between her locks or anything during the hairstyle. So I did use just a little bit of the shine and jam and more to the roots of her hair, just to create a nice sleek look with the locks. For this process you can use whatever lock gel, edge control, or whatever you use to sort of tame your roots. You can use that in this step. When separating her hair, I did work row by row for this process, and all I'm doing right now is adding the twisting gel that I'm using for her hair, and I'm separating. Now this method, in my opinion, did help to sort of speed up the process or help me move a bit faster by just working row by row and not one individual lock at a time. Now it's time to install the locks to her hair, and I did show before in the demonstration how I attach the spring twist here to the lock itself. And just so you know, these are 24 inches spring twist here, and I do have a measurement of a sort of half and half that I am using. So the half and half measurement is I am measuring the length of her lock itself, and I want the short piece of the hair to be just a little longer than her lock, and this is because I want the lock extension to start exactly or just after where her hair actually ends, if you get what I'm saying. Hopefully you understand. If not, you see when I start the demonstration on the video and I'm doing that wrapping process. So I'm attaching using my crochet needle to pull the spring twist here through the base of her lock, and that's I'm going to be extending it. From there I'm going to be doing the wrapping of the spring twist here to her locks. The first 3 to 4 wraps, or sometimes even 4 to 5 wraps at the base of her hair, is going to be a bit tighter than how I'm wrapping the rest of the lock, and this is because I want the hair to be secured on when I attach the lock. So I'm holding as tight as possible that base of the hair, and I begin wrapping. Now you can wrap in any direction that is comfortable to you, it doesn't really matter. Just make sure you get a nice secure wrap for those first few wraps of the hair before you start wrapping down. And I'm using these spring twists here to sort of cover her locks, just to make sure everything blends well and it looks all natural. So I am wrapping right down her hair as much as I can. Now once I'm finished wrapping, I'm going to be at the point where the lock stops and it's the beginning of the loc extension itself. Now if you run out of wrapping hair, all you simply have to do is add another piece of wrapping hair, and I'm going to show that pretty soon. But first I wanted to demonstrate once again how I am actually adding the locks to her hair. So I'm measuring to see where her hair stops, and that's where I'll know you know, how to measure how much of the hair or how much of the spring twist hair to actually leave out with that measurement. And then I'm wrapping, going right down her hair. I'm wrapping the roots just a bit tighter than the rest of her hair, and I'm using the spring twist hair to sort of cover the lock so that there is no difference in terms of the hair color or the hair match or anything once I get to the hair extension. Now once I get to that end of the hair where there is like a bit of her hair remaining and the lock itself, I'm taking another piece of the spring twist hair and I'm wrapping the hair. So I'm wrapping going upwards first, and then I start wrapping downwards to sort of seal that piece of the spring twist hair in. And you can do this for as much as you want, so you can add as much pieces of hair as you want if you run out of wrapping hair. So once I was done with you know, doing an entire row, that's when I went in and I was adding my pieces to sort of fill in the parts that was missed to connect the lock to the lock extension by just using these extra pieces of hair. Once you're finished connecting the lock extension to the actual lock, I would suggest you take a good look at the lock to make sure everything looks like it's blending well. Now if the lock looks a bit thinner or there's like a gap between the two pieces, I would suggest you try to add another piece of hair, as I'm doing in the video right now. So I tried adding an extra piece of hair just to make sure that the thickness was even throughout the lock itself. So with that connecting pieces, I made sure it was difficult to tell where the lock and the extension actually connected. Now this was the final outcome once I was done. I'm sorry I didn't get a better view of it, but hopefully you understood from the video and it was really helpful to someone who has locks and you want to have like some long nice locks, whether it be for vacation, the summer, or whatever it is. If you want to have some extensions, hopefully this video was helpful. Leave a comment in the comment section below letting me know what you think about the hairstyle. She was loving it, so feel free to let me know your thoughts. So thank you very much for tuning in. Thank you very much for staying till the end. Please do hit that subscription button below the video if you have not subscribed, and I will be sure to see you in my next video. So until next time.